I know, right? You hear the launcher music, and it just instantly gets you in the mood for Final Fantasy. It's great. Which I want to say something. The music of the Play Online launcher, that was always the best part. Every time you'd pop it open back in the day. But you know the problem with the Play Online launcher? The problem with it is that it just does not work on modern PCs. Like I actually tried to play the retail version of FF11 and I couldn't because the Play Online launcher is so goddamn bad. And that's a common theme. Like I think that's actually one of the reasons why FF11 kind of like it never got more players. Like it only bleeds players now. And I think the reason is because the Play Online launcher will not run on a modern PC. Like you have to like go on forums and find, you have to find all these technical workarounds to make it work. And that alone keeps most people out of it, right? Like most people aren't gonna do that. They're gonna give up pretty fast. I gave up. I mean, I also wasn't really that excited to play the retail version because it's not what I want. But yeah, like the launcher's just so goddamn bad. It's broken. Yeah, so the thing is, right? The retail version of this game, the launcher is so bad, most people can't physically play the game. That really should be all you need to know. Like, the fact that private servers can make a better launcher that actually works, that's all you gotta know. Alright, so let's see, what I was doing here in Selbina, I was trying to fish up Bastor sardines. I have absolutely no idea how much they sell for, but I can use them to practice cooking. 1 sardine plus 1 wind crystal is all you need to cook a level 11 item. So I was gonna use those to practice my cooking skill up. Though I will see how much they actually sell for. Ooh, nice! Wing pendant. Ooh. I'm not even sure what that does, but awesome. Where'd you get that from? But okay, let's see. So I am equipped with a Halcyon Rod and the Sabiki Rig. The rig is not expensive, but the Halcyon Rod. I got 21k, so I do have gil again. I'm not dirt poor, though I do still need to buy spells. I still need my spells. Ah, nice. I'll have to check out that spreadsheet later. I couldn't really do it now, but the thing about FF11 is there is so much content. Even in the older version of the game, there is so much content that you can play the game for years, like I have, and not even know that there's quests just everywhere, right? 2 Bastor sardines! 2 at the same time! No one else fishing here. I'm all alone fishing out here right now. I mean, yeah, take whatever you can get. That is the way. Oh, don't have enough skill for that one. Also, a fun note. So, the reason that I can catch multiple Bastor sardines right now is because the Sabiki rig, in the description, it says it's comprised of several baited hooks. So yeah, you can actually catch multiple fish with that rig. There's a few rigs that have multiple hooks, and if the description says it has multiple hooks, you can catch more than one fish. Also, I don't think I ever showed this off before. Ooh, nice. Yeah, so this is the advantage. This server being populated, the good thing about that is that whatever you put up on the auction house, as long as it's an item needed for anything, which is every item, someone will buy your shit. Like, maybe not immediately, but within a day or two, usually someone will buy your stuff. Alright, I'm rolling in sardines. Also, here's a fun thing. Oh, fishing level 2! Finally, my fishing skill is increasing. Finally. So, here's a fun fact. So raw fish can actually be eaten for some bonuses. Like, raw fish do have stat bonuses if you eat them. Here's the catch. Only Mithra can eat raw fish. No other race can eat raw fish. So, so that is actually a reason to go Mithra. Oh, don't have enough skill. Okay, I guess I'm gonna need to level up my fishing skill a bit more before I can get that. Yeah, if it says I don't have enough skill, I probably won't be able to get it. So, first off, I'm gonna put my flag up, and hey, if somebody invites me to join a party and I can physically get to where they want me to go, I'll join a party. But yeah, so real quick, so you might notice that the Halcyon rig and the Sabiki rig, they have a little 1 in the top right corner. And if I go over to my rig here, you can see I have my rogue rig, my worm lure, but if you look in my inventory, you will see I have no fishing rod, I have no rigs. In my inventory, they're not there. And that's because they're in my Mog house. So when you unlock your sub job, you unlock your Mog wardrobe, and you start with 5 slots on your Mog wardrobe. So those items, like the items you put in the Mog wardrobe, you can put any equipment in there. It's just in there and not in your inventory, but you can use it anywhere. Like you can freely equip things from your Mog wardrobe just out in the field. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Like it really helps with the inventory management. Okay, I have a good feeling here, but it's just something pulling at my line. That's gonna be like a rusty legging or something. Don't need it. I mean, hey, Sito, being able to eat raw fish, it's basically a superpower. I mean, it is a good way to, to always have a cheap food option available to you. Because, admittedly, food in this game can get very expensive. Like, even the lower-end food, you're gonna be paying, like, a minimum of 1,000 gil for a stack. So if you can just fish your food up whenever, that works, you know. That works. Alright, it says I don't have the skill, but I'm gonna try anyway. I'm gonna try and get this fish, alright? No, I don't think I... So sometimes when you don't have the skill, you can still get the fish. Like, it is possible to still get the fish, even if it's way over your level. It's just really hard. Man, the critical arrows were escaping me. There we go. So, these Bastor sardines, I believe they are level 9. Like, I think it's a level 9 fish. And what that means is that I can level up my fishing skill up to level 9. And that's good. Level 9 is exactly where I need to be in order to do the rank up quest. Actually, I think you can do the rank up quest on the 8th level of each rank. So level 8, level 18, level 28. But if you want to continue leveling up in a craft, whether that's fishing or cooking or smithing or whatever, you have to do the rank quest for the bracket that you're in. So you can't go over level 9 unless you do like the rank 1 quest. And then you can't go over level You can't go like over level 19 unless you do the rank 2 quest, and so on. And the quest is pretty simple. All they want is they want you to provide a relevant item. So for fishing, I think moat carp. Like, I think they want you to deliver a moat carp, which isn't hard, right? Or you can just buy it. I'd just buy it. Oh god, all these fish I can't catch! So many fish I can't catch. Also, the moon is green, or no, it's not green, it's like a light blue. I guess because it's ice day, right? It's ice day, so the moon is blue. Man, weather's wild in Final Fantasy. As an aside, I really like the mysticism people have around the weather and the phases of the moon in Final Fantasy. Like, when it comes to crafting and fishing and all that. And it's because of rumors back in the day. Like, rumors back in the day that the developers would never say anything about. And even people running private servers will not say anything about it. Like, even though they know, right? Like, they know how the mechanics work. But there's just this aura, this shroud of secrecy around the mechanics of this game. And on one hand, it's frustrating. On the other hand, it's kind of interesting and fascinating. But yeah, so for the longest time, people thought that the phases of the moon and the day of the week affected fishing and gathering and crafting, and it's still up in the air. Like, it's one of those things where people have tried to test it, and they can't really honestly say one way or the other if it does or not. So you'll get people that when they're crafting, they like always face, I think it's like east or west. Like they'll always face east because facing east is the direction you face if you don't want to fail. It's voodoo, right? People, they believe in all kinds of weird voodoo about this game. Because, yeah, the mechanics just aren't clear a lot of the time. Like, only go fishing during a full moon on ice day. That's when you get the fish. It's weird, but I think that's kind of part of the charm. If we're being honest, I think having such mysticism about simple game mechanics, that kind of takes me back. It kind of really takes me back to, you know, back in the day, there'd be all kinds of little legends about games that would go around, like, your school or whatever. I know there were a bunch of those around, like, the early Pokemon games. Or things like Tomb Raider, right? You do this one thing and then, oh, Laura gets naked. You'd have weird little rumors and folklore about video games that no one could really confirm or deny. I loved that. And you kind of get that here. You kind of get that vibe in FF11. Also, I'm having really bad luck with my fish all of a sudden. Oh, hey, there's the boat. There's the Mara boat. Yeah, like, all of a sudden, I'm just not catching anything. Yeah, I love watching the boat just come on into port. Oh, this one I should be able to reel in. I have a good feeling. Only a good feeling. 2 Bastor sardines. Let's see, how many Bastor sardines? I've got a good amount. I have 24, 26. I'm thinking to get some wind crystals out of storage and try my hand at actually crafting these sardines. Yeah, yeah, I remember that. There were so goddamn many stories about how to get Mew. And they were all wrong. I mean, of course you could get Mew, but not like not with all these weird, you know, folk tale ways that we thought as a kid. And of course you could just cheat. You could always, you know, whip out your Game Shark and just cheat. But I liked all the fables around video games back in the day. It was, I don't know, I feel like when it comes to games, the games themselves are only part of the equation. I feel like a lot of what makes a game really memorable or fascinating, or it's not necessarily the community even, but just the, I don't know, it's how you interact with other people around that game. You know, it's the banter about it. It's the hushed whispers of a secret, you know, secret things you can do in a game and nobody can confirm it. It's all that, right? The culture, I guess, the culture around a game. Also, is it bad? Do I have a problem that while I need to buy better spells, right? I need better spells. I could also certainly do with an armor upgrade, right? Like I'm still wearing level 11 armor. My weapon is okay, but I could certainly use an armor upgrade, and I need more spells too. There's a few spells I'm missing still that are actually important. But is it bad that I really have a strong urge to put the 20,000 gil that I have now to buy the composite fishing rod and maybe the sinking minnow lure? I immediately just want to put the money I got from fishing back into fishing so that I can fish more. Oh, what's wrong with me? I've got the fishing fever. The JRPG fishing fever. It's happening. Oh, there they go. Yeah, that's how it gets you. Like, everything becomes fish. Like I only want to level my character up so that I can fish in more exotic places. Any gil I get, just right back into fishing. Better rods, better lures, more fish. It's all about more fish. I mean, well, what level have you gotten up to, Vexus? Because, honestly, there is absolutely nothing wrong with just killing rabbits and stuff all the way up to level 10. Like, honestly, it's actually more, it's more time efficient to just kill level 1 enemies until level 10. But yeah, once you hit 10, there's actually a lot of good places around further out from Sandoria to make money at. Like you could, yeah, once you get 10, like you can go to Gelspa Outpost and kill orcs, and yeah, fire crystals, right? Good time. You can go northeast, and you know there's that cave full of bats and goblins. Right now, that's not a good choice because the beastmen control it. But what is a good choice is going southeast from Sandoria to King Ronper's tomb. I mean, you're gonna need to go there anyway for the nation quest. But it's also full of bats and goblins. Like, yeah, so King Ronper's tomb, maybe even sooner than level 10. You could, yeah, you can kill bats, goblins, wind crystals, fire crystals, skeletons come out at night. They don't drop dark crystals, unfortunately, but they drop bone chips, which can sell for a bit of money. There's options. There's options. Oh, Sito, just look. I don't deal in currency. If you wish to trade with me, you're gonna have to deal in fish. All right. Like, I want to buy a sword. Instead of giving them gil, I hand them a stack of fish. God, I hate all the, you don't have enough skill. I hate that. Eventually I'll have the skill. Eventually I'll be able to just fish whatever I want here, but not yet. Not yet. Let's see, what's my, my sardine count is up to 8. Let's get some of those wind crystals out of my storage, and let's try to actually craft something. Cooking is actually a pretty useful skill. I mean, all of the skills in the game are useful. It's, like, I can't stress this enough, but especially in the lower levels, or if you're leveling up an alt class, it is really practical and efficient to be able to craft your own shit, or to, you know, to make your own food. It's very, very valuable. It's a great skill to have. Let's see, is there anything in my delivery box? No, I think I already got everything I sold. So, oh, I'm just sitting on quite a few wind crystals, actually. I'm sitting on enough that I could sell those if I wanted to. I don't know, let's just start with 2 wind crystals and see if we can do anything, right? So, let's see, wind crystal, where is it? Yeah, wind crystal, use, synthesize 1 Bastor sardine. Let's see if we can even successfully craft this, right? Yeah, I'm only level 2 with fishing, and I've been fishing a lot. I've been doing a lot of fishing. Oh. Yeah, it's pure RNG though. Like, so the thing is, you only ever need 10, like, so every time I get like a level up with fishing, it's like you gained 0.1 point, or 0.2 points even sometimes. I think the most I've gotten is 0.3 points in a single craft. But the thing is, in order to level up, you only need 1 whole point, right? Like, so 10 level ups, right? I was about to say 0.10 points, which I guess, I don't know, I don't think that's how that works, but if you get, like, you know, if you get 1 whole point, that is a level. So it doesn't take a lot to level up. It's just whether you get a skill up or not is completely random. So you can fish for, like, you can fish for an hour and not get a single skill point, but then you'll just fish and multiple times in a row you'll level up. It's just random. This might be out of my league. So the recipe that I want to craft is level 11. That might honestly be too over my head, so I won't burn out more crystals trying to do it. Like, I'm not gonna burn out all my crystals that I could sell for money. That would not be a smart thing to do. So generally, when it comes to the crafting skills or fishing, the way that it works is, generally, you get skill ups from things that are within 10 levels of your current skill. So if you're level 0, the most you can do is level 10. If you try to do higher than that, you can succeed. Like, you can succeed and you can get skill points, but the chance is very low. Like, the chance of success and the chance of getting a skill point, they're incredibly low if you go over a 10 level greater difference. Like, when I've been fishing, I have one in my inventory. I caught a coos, and I believe those are like, I believe they're somewhere in the level 20s or 30s even. So way over my head, right? it was a lucky catch. It was a very lucky catch. But you can't really count on it when it's so high level. Like, you gotta stay in your lane. So yeah, whenever it says you're positive you don't have enough skill, technically, it is possible that I could get it. Technically. But practically, 9 out of 10 times you're just gonna be wasting your time. Like, you're gonna go through the minigame, and you're not gonna get anything. You're just gonna waste time. So is the way it goes. Oh, this is another one. I love that I actually know how to read all of the fishing messages now. Like, if you don't really know what the game means, it can be confusing or just seem random to you. Like, if you don't understand what the game means when it says, like, oh, I've got a good feeling, I caught something, exclamation, or 3 exclamations, or if you don't know what that means, it just feels random. But at this point, I have a good feel for it. Anyone else around here? It's actually pretty rare to be the only person fishing in this spot in Selbina. Like, there's usually at least 1 or 2 other people just catching Bastor sardines around Selbina. At least 1 or 2. But it is kind of a good thing I'm the only person here. So when it comes to fishing, there's no, like, a hard limit where, oh, there's no more fish. There's nothing like that. But what there is a variable that the game tracks. Like, there's a variable of, like, how many people are fishing in a region, like in an area overall. And if too many people are catching the same fish or just fishing in that region, it actually lowers the catch chance for everyone. So it's kind of like a soft control on overfishing, a very soft control. Yeah, oh, man, look, I want to get that fish. Alright, I'm all about the fish. The thing is, this, like, as far as money making goes in this game, fishing is good, it's good and solid, but it is by no means, like, the best way to get money. Like, the best way to get money is to do rare boss fights and, you know, sell the loot you get, right? That's the best way. Like, so there's a level 20 fight. Okay, here's a good example. There is a simple level 20 burning circle boss fight that you can do. It takes 20 Beastman seals, but it's only level 20, and it's capped at level 20, so you have to do it legit. And this boss fight has a very rare chance to drop an astral ring. The astral ring is a real nice caster ring. It's only level 10, but it converts 25 HP into 25 MP, which that's really good at level 10. I mean, hell, that's good even at level 50 or higher. That's a good amount of MP. That ring sells for around 200,000 gil, I believe, around that. So if you manage to snag an astral ring doing a burning circle fight, like, yeah, no, that's the quickest way to get money. But, you know, you need a team for that. Like, you need an organized team for that. And obviously, you're either only one of you is gonna get the loot, or you're gonna come up with a plan to split the money, right? Like, okay, we're gonna, you know, this guy's gonna loot it, and he's gonna sell it for, you know, X amount of gil, and then he's gonna mail that money out to everyone else, right? Like, you're gonna split it. Yeah, the drop rate on the Astral Ring, I think it's around 5% by default. If you have Treasure Hunter, then you've got, like, closer to a 10% chance, which isn't... I mean, you know, as far as quick, low-level boss fights go, that's not bad. Like, it's not a super rare item. There's items in this game that have like a 0.10% drop chance. And my understanding is it's not really an overly hard boss fight. So, theoretically, you could just do the fight over and over and over again. You can do it as much as you want, well, as much as you have Beastman seals for. It only takes 20 Beastman seals, so... Like, I think I'm sitting on well over 100 of those right now. So yeah, it's not that difficult to get it. I think there's even multiple ways to get the Astral Ring. Like, I think there's also a low chance you can loot it from treasure chests in one of the higher end dungeon zones. But yeah, that's like, you know, that and other boss fights like it. That's a good way to make money. Gathering. So you need field equipment in order to gather. If you don't have field equipment, you'll just lose your pick or your sickle or whatever. You'll lose your harvesting item every time you gather. But if you have all the field gear, you very rarely lose your pick. And just running around and harvesting, that's good money too. Yeah, I don't know, there's lots of things. There's lots of things you can do. I mean, hell, be a thief and just kill level 5 bees and loot their beehive chips. You can sell those for, I think, around 5,000 gil a stack. And it's a commonly dropping item. Like, for a level 15 thief, you're gonna have like a 60% drop chance on those. And it's only like a level 5 enemy, so yeah, you're gonna be swimming in beehive chips pretty quickly. But that's just one way, like that's just one way I know of. God, there's so many ways to get gil in this game. It's just whatever you do. I think the thing is, whatever you decide to do, and yeah, I saw that, I got one point. I think whatever you decide to do for getting gil, the main thing is, you kind of have to at least partially commit to it. Like, if you choose to go the thief route and, you know, farm monsters for your money, you have to commit to that. Like, you're gonna have to kill, you know, like, designate this hour, right? Like, you know, this 1 hour today, I'm just gonna farm bees, right? If you're doing fishing, it's like, yeah, you know, you just say, okay, at this time in the week, I'm just gonna go fishing for a while, and, you know, that's how I'm gonna get my money. It's just whatever you do, you kind of have to put in the work and you have to commit to it. But it's not hard, it's not unfair. It's just a bit of investment. Another boat that doesn't look like anyone's. I don't see anyone hopping on there, but there were people earlier. People earlier here. How many sardines I got? So I've got 3 stacks of sardines, plus 4. I have absolutely no idea how much Bestor sardines sell for. Like, I don't know if these, like, look, they might be worth a K, 2K, 3K, or they might be worth less than that. They might be worth almost nothing. I don't know. I honestly have no idea how much these sardines sell for. But whatever they sell for, it costs me absolutely nothing to go fishing. Like now that I actually have, like, I have a good rod, I have a good rig, it doesn't cost me anything to fish. Like, I'm not using bait when I fish. I don't lose anything when I fish. So I am literally generating gil from nothing. So even if I only get a little, that's more than I had before. So okay, when it comes to fishing up monsters, the rule is you can fish up monsters anywhere that isn't a city. Like, because cities are non-fighting zones, you'll never fish up a monster in a city. But anywhere that isn't inside of a city, you can fish up a monster. It's dangerous whenever you're out of town. Which is pretty fair, I think. Pretty fair. And again, there are reasons why you would actually want to catch the monster, like, you know, drops. Ah, nice. Well, you're level 10 now, Vexus, so, yeah, I would suggest go to King Ronper's tomb. Like, I would suggest going down there. Well, either that or Gelspa Outpost, but Gelspa Outpost is a little closer, but I think Ronper's tomb is a good place. Like, yeah, you've got your bats, you've got your goblins, you know, those are good for crystals, and bat wings. Oh, hey, someone wants to invite me to a Kufum party. I have no way to get there. So here's the thing, I'm a little stuck when it comes to getting around the world. Like, the thing is that getting to Kufum Island is gonna be, it's gonna take a long-ass time, it's gonna be hard. When I group up, I generally prefer to group up just in Valkurm Dunes, even if I'm a little, you know, I'm a little higher level for it. Like, I don't mind level sinking down. And I'm gonna take my flag off. I don't know. I think, honestly, I just want to fish right now. I really just want to fish. I don't want to be distracted going into the danger zone. But, there's something else. If you go down to King Ronper's tomb, in East Ronfar, Vexus, there's two worms. I think it's only these two worms that have a chance to drop it. But like when you go down into the actual cave, right? When you go down in there, there will be two worms, and they have a relatively decent chance to drop an ascetics ring. And it's not really a great ring, it's just a level 1 ring that gives you +1 mind. Like, that's only really good for white or red mages. But the ring sells for like a little over 2,000 gil. Like, it tends to sell between 2 and 3,000 gil. I found one when I was down there just killing things. So, something to go for, I guess. There's so many things in the game where if you know where to look, you can find some goodies. Oh, there's another point. I'm trying for at least 3 skill points, alright? Like, I want to get up to level 3 fishing. That's my, I want to at least hit that. Fish go up. Fish go to the moon. My fish gonna go nuts. Alright, not enough skill. Yeah, I'm still, like, I am still really, like, I'm having the internal debate of, God, I have some gil now. I need to buy spells. But I need that composite fishing rod, too, if I want to catch big fish. If I want to reliably catch big fish, I'm gonna need that composite rod, and then, like, that'll be all the fishing rods I need. I won't need any more. Ugh, the struggle. The struggle. I should also see how much these fish are worth too, right? Like, I'm sitting on a couple of stacks of Bestor sardines. I really should get to town, because there's no auction house here. I should go back to Sandoria and see how much the Bestor sardines are worth. I mean, my luck will be they're not really worth anything, but I don't know. I'd like to know. I ain't snapping this rod. I know how to not snap it. So here's the thing, right? The way that you know that the rod is gonna snap is you get the message, you have a terrible feeling about this one. If you get that message, it means there's a chance your rod will break if you pull this fish in. So as long as you don't pull that fish in, you'll never get a rod break. The thing is, so like there are people that don't do the adequate research and they go fishing. They get like the nice rods and everything, but they don't do all the research to know what the messages mean. And they're like back in the day, there would be people that would invest in a composite rod or a halcyon rod because they know that, okay, those are the good rods for fishing, right? And they're under the impression that nothing can break those rods, right? And it's true that like nothing will break them if you're catching what they're designed to catch. But then they'll try to catch a big fish with a halcyon rod, and then they just snap their 20,000 gil rod. Just snap it in half. But really, I mean, you know, the only person you can blame for that is yourself, right? Because it's like, well, you didn't do the research on that one. And yeah, I should try to get the things that will help me to level up so that I can see more of the world, so that I can fish in more exotic places. I know. It's just, you kind of always have to think about it like this. You need to think about your ability to make gil. And having more fishing equipment would help me to make more gil at fishing. Like it's a snowball effect, right? I guess, then again, you could say the same thing about leveling up, right? Like if I can get to level 30, then I could, you know, there's more enemies that I could farm for gil as well. And I could farm them more easily too. So I guess there is an argument for that either way, I guess. So alright, I'm trying to get level 3 fishing. If I get that, I'll take my sardines and my wind crystals and I'll head back to town and sell them. And I'll put my gil, I guess I'll put my gil towards getting the spells I need. The main spell that I need is regen. Like, regen isn't a super powerful healing spell, of course, but it's for the amount of MP that it costs. The regeneration that it gives for like a couple of minutes, it can really help to keep up with healing. It makes healing as a red mage much more viable. And also it's good for soloing too. Like casting regen on yourself at the start of a fight, yeah, that really helps. It gives you a much better fighting chance. Also, I swear, I'm gonna be fishing so long in Selbina, like, I'm gonna have this jaunty pirate music stuck in my brain forever. Don't get me wrong, I love it. It's a great tune. But it's gonna be stuck for a long time. And I do like this version of the song. Honestly, they did a really good job remixing this song here. I find that I say that a lot, that I really like their music choices and everything. Like, the original Final Fantasy XI soundtrack is good, it is, but a lot of the music in the game, it's very crunchy, because, you know, it was the PlayStation 2, right? Like, a lot of those original soundtracks have really crunchy, MIDI-like tune to it, very low tone quality. And especially if you're going to be listening to that music for a very long time, yeah, it's not always the greatest, you know? Not always. I still like that there's some people that really argue about that on the internet. So, okay, if you go on, like, I don't know, YouTube, that's where I saw a lot of this. I was looking up stuff about the HorizonXI server, right? And there's actually a surprising amount of content on YouTube about it. Like, there's actually quite a few people that stream this game. And there's just a lot of people making videos about, like, oh, here's how you do this on HorizonXI. Because, you know, it does play differently than retail. And what I noticed, just looking up some of these videos, if I look down in the comments, there would always be, like, I think it was literally the same guy. But, like, on every video, he was just, I can't phrase this any other way than he was simping for Square Enix as hard as I've ever seen anyone. Like, I looked up, like, a thing, someone was explaining the Mog Wardrobe stuff and how it works on Horizon and all that, and just how to use the Mog Wardrobe. Like, it's a feature that I never really made use of before, so, you know, I wanted to look that up. And it was so funny seeing this guy who had posted on other videos about HorizonXI, and he's just like, yes, that's how you use the Mog Wardrobe, a feature made by the real Final Fantasy XI developers on the real version of Final Fantasy XI, and, like, man, they were just going into it. I've never seen someone who's so fanatically in love with Square Enix. It's a little weird. But I don't know what it is about Square Enix, but they really do tend to attract that kind of person. You know what I mean? That kind of person. Oh no, fish paste everywhere. Oh, that reminds me though. You know what we need to level up cooking for is to make bait for fishing. Right. That's actually a cooking thing. Yeah, like all of the baits that you can make, they're cooking recipes. So leveling up cooking is actually very beneficial to fishing. Like, if you want to make your balls of insect paste, that they cost way more than they need to cost on the auction house. Like, they're like 2,300 for a 99 stack, but you can make 33 of them with just a worm, a distilled water, and I think it's just a worm, a distilled water, and a crystal. Like, it's not a hard recipe. Like, all very low-level items. Like, I think you could probably make a stack of them for less than 100 gil. So the fact they sell for so much is just insane. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, some people are really, really defensive about it. Or very, I don't know, it's hard to even describe it. I think, like, okay, here's the thing. I am going to assume that this dude who's, like, and people like him that are just crazy over Square Enix and they're, like, aggressive about harassing people that like to play on private servers. My only logic here, I feel like, it's gotta be someone that is still playing on retail, right? Like, they've gotta still be on the retail server, so they're still paying their subscription fee. And from what I've heard, like, from everything I've heard, HorizonXI actually has a more active player population than any of the live servers for FF11 right now. Like, there's more people on this server than any one server of FF11 that's live. Which is kind of depressing for the live game. But I mean, to me, that just says people would much rather play this version of the game, you know? But I would guess that, like, I'd guess the dude is, yeah, he's still paying and playing on there, and I'm guessing he's lonely. Like, that's all I can think of, is he's probably, like, the only guy playing, so there's no one to play with, and he's really upset that everybody's off on these private servers playing the game for free when he's, you know, he's paying to play in a dead shopping mall, basically. That's all I can think of. Huh. Oh wait, what's this about spell slots? Like, you can, I mean, you know, you can remember all the spells that you get. You don't, like, you never lose spells. Like, even if you de-level, you don't lose access to your spells. You just have to level up again to use them. But yeah, I think, I mean, I do feel for people that are still paying a subscription fee to FF11, but I mean, the thing is, it's very clear that Square Enix doesn't care. Like, they made a launcher, like, the Play Online launcher was made back in the early 2000s, and they never went in there and kind of updated it to be more compatible with modern computers. They never, that was a choice, they never did that, right? Like, you look at these private servers, right? And, I mean, you look at the HorizonXI launcher, which, I'm gonna be honest, the HorizonXI launcher, it looks slick as fuck. Like, it looks like a good, proper game launcher, right? And they just whip that up, right? They whip that up. Now, you think Square Enix can't do that. You think they can't just make a new launcher, right? Like... But no, it's a choice. They don't want to. Like, they know that the people who are still paying and playing the game, probably, they're just never gonna quit, right? They're gonna quit when they die. And they're not very concerned with bringing in new players, obviously. So, you know, that's... Like, I don't get why you'd want to pay to be treated like that, right? Like, if that's how the company treats the people that still like the game, I mean, I wouldn't give them money. Clearly, they don't value the customer, right? But just that's the way I look at it. But yeah, I think like, this one dude, like, in one of the comments he made, I literally saw that he was saying, like, he kind of went into a bit of a rant, where, yeah, he was talking about all these people playing, you know, on this horrible pirated servers for free, when he is a paying customer playing the real game, paying the real developers. Here's the thing, there are no real developers of FF11 anymore. So, like, Square Enix, what they've said, and my understanding, is that they have a skeleton crew just making sure that the servers stay online, and they create very bare minimum content. Like, they're not making anything really new. They're just sort of rehashing what's already been made, reskinning things, but they're not actively developing the game, right? There are no developers anymore. They're gone. They're working on FF14, I guess. But so, like, when you're paying that sub fee to FF11, you're not even paying the developers. They're gone. Like, you're basically paying interns. You're paying the interns that have been left to make sure the servers don't just die, right? That's it. And yeah, that's just straight up depressing. That's even more depressing than going on UO Renaissance and you know, having just a ghost server, right? Like, it's even more depressing than that. Because I really feel for the people that they feel so invested. And I mean, look, FF11, I mean, you know how much time you can put in this game. The people that are still there, like, they are probably heavily invested in the game. Like, they don't want to give up, right? But just seeing how they're treated and how they kind of have this Stockholm syndrome with Square Enix, it's really sad. It's really sad. God, that Mithra body pillows, that's Sito. You know, you know what? I don't think people ever went as, like, crazy about the Mithra in this game as they do about the cat girls in FF14. And I think it is, fortunately, that the cat girls in this game are a little too cat, right? But I think that's a good thing. That's for the best. How many sardines have I got? Oh, there goes the boat. Man, look at this. I've got 5.5 stacks of sardines. I really hope these are worth something. Again, I have no idea. Like, I don't know, they might be completely worthless, but I mean, I'm fishing sardines because I need the skill. Like, I'm not really fishing for money right now, I'm fishing for skill points. But yeah, I think people who still stick around with these ancient MMOs, even when they're not happy with the game, really, and even when the developers have basically forsaken them, you know, your gods are gone. They aren't here anymore. They still, you know, they still feel this intense loyalty, right? Oh my god, that cat girl over there called Pull My Tail. God damn it. But yeah, I don't know. It's a little sad. Oh yeah, they so I think on this server they actually buffed up poison. So in normal FF11, people very, very rarely used poison. The thing is, in the normal game, poison, it just doesn't really do much damage. Like, it really does barely anything. They buffed it up here, and I think they buffed it up specifically for black mages, so that, you know, it's actually a viable spell. That's the thing, there's a lot of spells in FF11 that, it's not that they didn't do anything, like, it's not that they were broken, it's just that a lot of spells were really underpowered, and, you know, they just never got changed. But yeah, now poison is, it's actually a proper skill, like a proper spell to use. Alright, I just want fishing level 3. I get fishing level 3, I'll go back to Sandoria, and I'll see how much all this is worth. And yeah, Sito, like, just when I say something good about the cat girls, they have to prove me wrong, right? Gotta prove me wrong. And I mean, that is a way to do it, Vexus. That's a way to do it. I forget what level. I forget what level Black Mage gets the AoE spells. It's probably not for a while, but once you get the first AoE, which is, I think, Stonega, once you get that, like, you can just, you can just round up enemies and just nuke them all to death in one hit, like low-level ones, you know, for farming purposes. Which, by the way, that's actually a really good combo with Thief. So the way Treasure Hunter works is as long as you hit something with any ability, that activates Treasure Hunter on them, right? if you're a black mage and you cast a massive AoE spell that just kills everything in one hit, that still activates Treasure Hunter. So that's a very easy way to kind of round up and farm enemies. Lower level enemies that won't kill you doing that, of course. I'm probably gonna have to level up Black Mage at some point. Like, I am enjoying Red Mage, but, like, Red Mage slash White Mage, whenever I use White Mage as my sub-job, people only invite me to the party to be the healer. And I like filling that niche. It's good to get groups, but I don't want to be the healer all the time. So I might need to level up Black Mage so I have a different class to sub. And yeah, like, well, casting spells on multiple targets isn't too bad. It's a little awkward, but it's not too bad. Like, as long as you're not locked on. But really, like, when, just wait till you get, like, the AoE spells. That's when doing the AoE farm will be more practical. Oh, hey there, Burn. Man, always coming in with weird dreams. So, White Mage is a very common sub-job for Black Mage, but honestly, I would consider Red Mage as your sub-job for a couple of reasons. So the thing is, White Mage, like, that'll give you access to, of course, all the white magic stuff. But White Mage is a very mind-heavy class, and as a Black Mage, that won't really help you with your black magic. Like, you need intelligence. And Red Mage has kind of an even mix of int and mind. So going / Red Mage would actually, like, that would help you out as a Black Mage a little more. And you'd still get access to some white magic, like being able to cure yourself, you know? Also, Red Mage, Red Mage has fast cast, so that would shorten your casting time by 10%, which is, man, black magic spells, the higher ones, they can get really long for casting time. So I'd kind of suggest Red Mage more. Again, it doesn't really matter too much. I mean, some people like White Mage for Black Mage, some people like Summoner eventually. And some people go with even weirder combos, but I mean, hell, Black Mage / Ninja is a very popular combo. You know, it's all good, but at least for me, I never really found much use for / White Mage as a Black Mage. Like, okay, as a Red Mage, okay, so here's what I use out of the / White Mage sub. What I use is, I use the status cures, right? Like, when I need to be the healer for a group, I use the White Mage anti-poison, anti-sleep, that kind of stuff. I use the status cures. And eventually, I guess I would use the AoE cure spells. But I don't really get much out of it. And that's when I need to be a healer, right? No one is going to invite a Black Mage / White Mage to be the party's healer. That's not what they want you for. So you wouldn't really even have much use out of it at all. But I think, I think the main thing that people like out of White Mage for Black Mage, I think the main thing they like is just that it gives a little more MP than Red Mage does. Like, because Red Mage is a hybrid class, it doesn't have as much MP, so you'll get less of that. But I mean, you're not a Galka. Right? You're not a Galka, you're not starving for extra MP. So I think it would work out fine to go Red Mage. Oh god, no. Like in FF11, being a healer is not so like it's not like super complex, but it's not easy. I mean, I use a lot of the white mage stuff as a red mage, and I mean, if you just look at my bar, right? So as a white mage, you're gonna be doing the same things as a red mage. You're gonna be debuffing, right? Like, so here's what I do, right? When I'm in a party playing as a white mage, and I'm the healer, the standard procedure is when they pull an enemy, first thing I do is I paralyze. I paralyze so the enemy loses some turns. I use Dia to debuff their defense, and then I slam slow on so they're, you know, the enemy is not just wailing on them all the time. I might have to silence the enemy, I might have to do other things too, but that's kind of my initial debuff lineup. Reapply as needed. And then, of course, healing's not hard. All healing in this game is you cast Cure. Not hard. You have to manage your MP though, that's a little tricky. But I have to, like, I have to cure poison, I have to apply certain buffs, like, it's... Being a white mage in this game, it's all about buff and debuff management, and really keeping a solid eye on your MP pool. That's what being a white mage is here. Like, no one expects you to, like, throw in damage spells like in 14. You do have damage spells, but, you know, if you can get off a few spells, that's great, but it's not expected. It's all about status management, and it can get complicated. Like, being a healer in this game it's a little high stress because, you know, if you fail to manage your MP correctly, everyone will die, and they're gonna lose 10% of their experience, and it's all your fault! No, people are very understanding, but the thing is that it requires you to use your brain. It's not like 14. You need to have a brain to be a white mage here. Also, yeah, we need to just do like a trio group sometime. You can only level sync starting at level 10, but like, look, level 10 is super easy to get. You know, get level 10 and we can just trio up. Like, no matter what levels, we can trio up if we're all, you know, if someone's level 10. Just kind of, God, I hate how I have such a tiny little chat box, so I have to, like, thumb through it. But yeah, so, like, in 14, being a healer, I've played all the classes in 14 to max level. Being a healer in 14 is honestly brain dead. It's, like, healing is so easy. And there's no status management. Like, there is a cure status button in FF14, but, like, ideally you never have to use it. Like, there are almost no fights, like, no normal mode fights in the game that require you to cure a status. Like none. And hell, most of the status effects in the game, you can't cure. But, like, it's just damage, right? Like, being a healer in FF14 is basically you're a DPS. You are a green DPS. It's not very engaging to me. I never really got, like, I did it, but I didn't really like it. Being a healer in 11 is, like, you are a proper healer. You need to master MP management. Like, the main thing in 11 is that you have a very finite amount of MP, and if you want to heal your MP, you need to sit down and meditate for a minimum of 30 seconds to get any MP back. So running out of MP it is almost a death sentence. So you have to manage that very carefully. Like, statuses, so important. Like, a lot of healers, so, okay, a bad healer in this game. Let me give examples of a bad healer in FF11. So in FF11, if you have a white mage and they're not using their status magic, the enemy is going to be hitting the tank and anyone else a lot more than normal. Like, when you cast Paralyze, on average, like, let's say a fight goes for 1 minute, right? Over the course of that minute, Paralyze can stop the enemy from attacking maybe 10 times, right? That's 10 whole hits that you don't have to cure. So if you're not paralyzing, you're kind of wasting your mana, right? Same goes for not slowing, not blinding, you know, all that other stuff, right? Like, every debuff, it really saves damage, right? It saves healing. And then you have stuff like poison, right? If the tank gets poisoned and the white mage doesn't cure it, like, poison does a lot of damage in this game. Like, especially to players. Like, I think the average poison against a player, you lose about 7 health every 3 seconds. That, like, remember, poison can last for like 2 minutes, right? Over the course of 2 minutes, taking 7 damage every 3 seconds, like, it's very easy to just drop dead. Like, you can die of poison very easily. If the white mage doesn't cure the poison, like, oh my god, if they just try to heal it, they're gonna waste so much MP healing what they could have just cured. So yeah, like, white mage is not necessarily... It's not necessarily the most exciting class, but there is gameplay. There's gameplay to it. Yeah, the thing is, being the healer can be stressful. Personally, I find it to be mostly relaxing once you get a feel for things. But the real high-stress job in this game is tanking. Like, tanking it's not as complicated as being a healer. Like, there's not as much to think about. The thing is, though, is that as a tank, it's all about survival and aggro management, and both are really hard. Like, it's really easy to lose aggro, especially if you have DPS that are, you know, being lazy and not managing their aggro properly. But also, if someone's gonna die. Like, if anyone is gonna die, but not the whole group, it's gonna be the tank. So, you know, when you play as the tank, you kind of have to accept that you are going to sacrifice yourself for the rest of the party. It's gonna happen at some point. You're gonna die. Like, you know, you're gonna die, and then the party will kill the enemy after you're dead. That's the main stress with tanking in this game. But healing, I don't know. I like healing in this game. I actually like playing white mage, and I mean, as a red mage, half the time I join a group, I'm the healer, so, you know, even when I'm not playing as a main healer class, I end up healing anyway. So, I don't know, I enjoy it. I enjoy playing support classes just in general. So, I have that angle covered. I remember, so on Eden, and in the past, I'd even end up being the main healer when I was playing as a summoner. Like, summoners are a DPS class. They're like, I mean, they're like black mages, except they summon things, right? They do magic damage with their summons. But, for whatever reason, I guess it's because summoners have a massive MP pool. For whatever reason, people like to sub white mage to it and play, like, you know, play as the main healer in a group. So a lot of the times when I would be playing as a summoner on Eden, I didn't really want to be the main healer, but I had white mage leveled up. So yeah, they're like, hey, could you sub white mage and heal for us? And it's like, well, okay. Okay then. I guess I'll just be a healer. I think it is because a healer can get a little stressful, you know, and because if you, like, look, if you still have MP and the tank dies, there's always gonna be that feeling that maybe, oh, if you just done it a little better, you could have saved them, right? And sometimes, yeah, you just fuck up and someone dies. And when they die, oh, they lose 10% of their EXP. Ouch. You know, ooh. But I don't know, I like healing in this game. It's fun. Yeah, I generally take that approach, you know, if I want to heal, I'm gonna go white mage. But the thing is, right, as much as I want to say, look, I'm a red mage, right? I am a red mage, I don't want to be the main healer, I want to hit things with my sword and cast spells. As much as I want to, you know, die on that hill, the thing is that if you're playing as a class that can be a healer, like with the right sub job, it can be a healer. Like, parties are generally starving for healers and tanks. Like, because they're so high stress and responsibility, yeah, not that many people want to be a healer or a tank. So, you'll often run into parties that have 4 DPS, and then they have no healers, no support, because no one wants to do that, right? And if, you know, like, if it's a choice between not grouping at all, like there's no group at all, or, okay, suck it up and just pretend you're the healer, right? Yeah, I'll often just be the healer. I'll just do it. Fine. Fine. God, I'm not, like, I have almost a full inventory of sardines, and I'm still not level 3 fishing. I'm still, like, God, I am still not level 3. I mean, the good thing is you don't need to be high level fishing to make money fishing. Like, literally, moat carp, you can catch those when you're level 1. And they sell pretty well. Like, moat carp are one of the better selling fish, and they're, you know, you can catch them at level 1, right? But I would like to level up so I can catch different fish, so I can kind of mix it up, right? Pretty much, like, oh yeah, I joined one group, and like, I was being the white mage for that group, and the thief had to go, and they were like, look, I'm expendable, just, you know, I'm gonna go now, just replace me. And literally, they replaced the thief with another thief within like 5 seconds. But the way this game works is because so few people want to be the healer. Yeah, like if the white mage says, sorry guys, I gotta go, that'll be the end of your party most of the time. So, like, if your white mage leaves, chances are you're not gonna get another healer. So you're gonna be stuck waiting. Or the party will disband. So when I say that, you know, when I say that I don't like always being the healer, but I'll do it, yeah, it's because oftentimes it's a choice between no party or being the healer, right? And for a lot of people will just not be the healer. A lot of people will say, yeah, I guess I'll just keep waiting. But me, no, I'll tough it up, I'll do it. I might not be good at it, but I'll do it. Yeah, that, oh god, so, okay, look, already on this server, I was main job white mage, right? And, I was just in town. Like, I was just in town, I did not have my party flag up. Like, I was not flagged as looking for a group, so they had to manually search me up, right? And I got multiple tells saying, please, we need a healer in Valkyrim Dunes. We can pay for you to come out here. Like, they were willing to pay my travel expenses to get me out there. Like, when you play as a white mage in this game, you kind of feel like you're some weird VIP, right? Like, look, I'll come, but you gotta pay my you gotta pay my chocobo fare. Gotta pay for my teleport fees. I have a booking fee, all right. Hold on, let me look at my schedule. Man, I need my gold-plated white mage robe. That important. But yeah, white mages, like, yeah, they're beloved. People like them. Yeah, no, Beastmasters. So the thing is, Beastmasters have been buffed up on this server. Like, on this server, Beastmasters, they play even better than they normally do. They are actually party friendly. But people still don't invite them to a group. Like, they still look at Beastmasters like they're gonna steal your EXP or something. It's weird. It's really weird. Which also, on this server, there's a lot of functions that came later on that aren't, like, a lot of these classic servers, they don't make use of these functions, but here they do. And one of those functions is pet food. Like, here, you can use pet food of any level to heal your pet. So you can use higher level pet food to just, like, full heal your pet. Also, you can tell your pet to stay, and that'll make your pet rest to get their health back. Like, normally, you just kind of have to let your pet die when their health is low. You can't heal them in any way. So, like, Beastmaster's got a lot of buffs to be more party friendly, but people still treat them like they're gonna steal something. There's also people that are weird about thieves that actually like to steal in a party. So here's the thing, like, you know, as a thief, when you steal an item, you are not stealing from the party. When you use the steal command, you're actually generating a totally new item, completely separate from the loot pool. Like, it doesn't dip into party loot at all. But there are people that think it does, and they'll get on the thief for stealing, right? Or they'll say, "Hey thief, you better be sharing that with us." Like, no, it's mine. No, it's a rumor from way back in the day, like way back in early FF11. Like, this is like really early on, very early on in the game. Beastmasters. So here's the thing. If you're a Beastmaster and you charm a pet that is higher level than you, that will actually cut into your EXP, because the game calculates EXP based on the highest level party member. So if you're level 10 and you charm a level 11 monster, you're basically losing EXP because the game is calculating for a level 11 character, right? The thing is, normally Beastmasters never charm anything higher level than they are. Like, it's not something you would normally do. Also, Beastmasters can summon their own pets, and their own pets are always equal level. So it's not a concern, right? It's one of those things that in the very early days of the game, people would do that. Like, in the very early days of the game, you'd have Beastmasters charm high-level pets, and then they'd try to get in a group, and yeah, they would steal EXP. But, like, that's not normal play, and the problem is that through the rumor mill, people decided, like, oh, Beastmasters steal EXP, no matter what. So if I invite a Beastmaster, I'm gonna get less EXP. And that became a rumor, and then people just rolled with it, and it's why, even to this day, people are suspicious of grouping up with Beastmasters. It's fucking weird. Like, it's really weird. Like, it's a total myth, but there's still people, like, to this day on private servers that should know better, but they still think that inviting a Beastmaster is going to lower EXP. But I'd also point out, even though it's mostly been disproven, again, it's hard to say one way or the other, but I think statistically it's been disproven. Stuff like facing east while crafting gives you a higher chance of success. There's still people to this day that say, if you're gonna craft, face your character to the east, that's the success chance direction. There's still people that believe that, even though it has been proven wrong, like decades ago. But Final Fantasy XI is one of those games that has always had a lot of mysticism around the game mechanics, because the developers really, they never confirm anything, and they actively obscure a lot of information. But thanks to private servers, like, we can say more, yeah, this is how it works, right? But you still, yeah, you still get people that they just go with the old information. There's so much voodoo in this game. Like, yeah, there's, like, the day of the week, you know, that does affect a lot of things in the game, but it doesn't affect, like, it doesn't affect, fishing, right? But there's people that still think the phase of the moon and the day of the week affect fishing, and they don't. It's just RNG. It's, you know, if you don't catch a fish all day, but then you catch it during the night, it's just RNG. Yeah, look, when you go fishing, alright, you've got to do it during a crescent moon on dark day, and you have to face north, alright? Now, remember, before doing this, alright, you have to run around in a circle 3 times, do /dance emote, and your chance of increasing, or your chance of catching a fish increases by 10%. It's one of the things I love about this game. I love that there's so much voodoo and superstition around the simple game mechanics. It's honestly part of the charm. I feel like, yeah, that sort of mysticism about game mechanics, it's something that you don't really get with modern games. Like, most modern games, they've been thoroughly, thoroughly exploited and monitored and, documented. Like, everybody knows exactly what does what and why. It's all just out there, right? But back in the day, I mean, we were barely on the internet back then. Like, information was at a premium, So you just had lots of guesswork happening. And I don't know, I like that. Well, it is also that modern MMOs are dumbed down. That is also a problem. Cito. But yeah, I mean, it is also that just modern MMOs and, well, a lot of games in general, they do have much simplified mechanics. But it's also just that the mechanics that are there, they tend to be very open about what's happening. Like in most modern games, you cast a spell, or, you look at the spell and it'll say, this spell deals 10 to 13 points of damage, and then whatever modifiers you have that boost that, it'll say exactly how much and what your current damage is. But with stuff like EverQuest or Ultima or Final Fantasy XI, You know, all you know is I can cast stone. Nothing says how much damage that deals. Nothing says how much my intelligence affects that. You know, like, all I know is I can cast stone, right? And so you get more mysticism when things aren't, when they're not explained in full. And some people hate that, they think it's annoying, but I don't know, I think that's charming. Oh, I didn't even know there were side quests in Final Fantasy IX. Oh, burn. But yeah, you very rarely see, see things so obscure in games anymore. I think what it is that because it costs so goddamn much money to, like, you know, it costs so much money to make games now, or to maintain an MMO like FF14. I think because of that, they really want the players to experience everything they put in the game. Like, I think the philosophy is, like, there should be no hidden content, or not really hidden. Like, everything should be accessible to the player because we put a lot of money into making it, right? So there should be no fluff. I think that's kind of a reason it is the way it is now. But yeah, I mean, data mining, that too. Like, yeah, back in the day, people didn't data mine games back in the day. Man, I have been like, okay, what's my inventory look like? I only have 3 slots of inventory left. I am sitting on 7 full stacks of Bastor sardines. I sure as fuck hope they're worth something. But, 7 stacks of sardines, and I'm not level 3 yet. I mean, okay, to be fair, I did gain a level, alright? Like, I did gain a level. I was only level 1 when I started fishing for sardines. I got level 2. So to be fair, I have leveled up doing this, but, it's very slow. Yeah, I know, like, it'll be just my luck that they're, like, you know, they're not worth any more than I can sell it to the NPC for. That'll be my luck. But I mean, I'm farming these things because I'm trying to level up. I'm not doing it for the money right now. Oh, no, this one I don't have skill for. I don't have skill. I might, like, I'm kind of feeling like my inventory might fill up before I get a skill point. Like, I might get a full inventory first. Oh yeah, I kind of just noticed that, yeah, like, my fishing pole has a very... let me see, like, is it that it's more intense, or is it just that it's overlapping? Like, it might just be an overlapping shadow thing. No, it actually has a more intense shadow. Huh. Yeah, like, I thought maybe it was just that it's overlapping, but it's, no. It's a super intense shadow. Huh. Also, I was in a party with one person who, when a sandstorm started up in the dunes, the guy was like, "Oh God, it's killing my graphics card." I mean, look, this game is not like it's not like it's early 3D, right? This game does actually have a lot going on, especially if you have the render distance jacked up like I do. But the idea that Final Fantasy XI would be killing your GPU, man, I know, right? Like, I can understand maybe a little slowdown, right? Like, the thing is, when, you know, So, okay, look, this server is using more advanced textures. Like, they're using high-res texture packs, which that does stress your PC more. And you do have the option of increasing the view distance well beyond what it was intended. So to be fair, there are things you can do here that will make the game much more intensive than it was years ago. But that said, if a dust storm causes your GPU to cook itself, I think it's time to upgrade. I think it's time. Oh, got another proper fish. Yeah, I think I might just have to go back to Sandoria and, if anything, just empty my inventory out. 2 more sardines! I don't know, let's go back to Sandoria. Yeah, I don't know, let's go back to town. Ooh, I think I got a package. 1 sec. Okay, got my package. Man, that was a little weird. I got my package, and so the guy, it was Amazon. We got some Amazon stuff, and the guy that delivered the package. So like when he I don't think he speaks German. Yeah, there was some communication issue there, even in that brief interaction. And he was wearing a plain gray t-shirt that just said in very plain text, "I'm Ukrainian," which good for him, but like I don't think he I don't think he speaks the language here. I mean, look, I barely do, all right, but oh man. I find it weird that he just wears a shirt that's like, you know, I'm Ukrainian. I don't think I've ever seen something like that, right? I mean, I guess, you know, I guess it's a good shorthand way, like, you know, when the delivery guy doesn't doesn't speak the language, I guess it's a really good shorthand way to just say, hey, look, this is why, right? I guess that works. I mean, okay, look, to be fair, and I got this as a joke, right? I got this shirt as a joke, but I do have a shirt that it's a black shirt that in very plain text, it just says, it says, "Ich bin Ausländer," which is, I'm a foreigner. And like, for me, I got that because I think it's funny, right? I think it's very funny. But it's a good icebreaker. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, it's it is very humorous to just have the, you know, Ukrainian shirt. I guess, again, it's kind of so that there's a little more understanding that he does not speak the language good, although that is the most blunt way to do it, right? Like, with my t-shirt that says I'm a foreigner, that's because I think it's funny, right? I can speak enough German to get by. Alright, so let's teleport back to Sandoria. 200 gil, or I'm gonna take the conquest point option. I'm going with that option. Yeah, so the thing is, like, look, I'm an ignorant American. Learning any language is hard for me, and I've been here for years, but like, I still have a very low understanding of German. But I understand the language, and I understand enough that if people use words I don't know, I know how to get them to explain it with simpler words so that I do understand. Like, I know enough that I can kind of function on the bare, you know, the get things done level. I'm not very interesting in conversation in German. Like, I can't really hold a good complex conversation, but I know enough to function, right? But the thing is, and honestly, I'm gonna be straight. There is a problem living here, and it's not the German language. It's that everybody fucking speaks English. Like, the thing is, right, is whenever I have a moment where, like, I'm kind of struggling to get my point across with German, like, yeah. Oh, the wife's here, and she's meowing at me. So I think she's very hungry. and she's brought some greens too. Delicious greens for the lizard. So okay, let me. All right. So I guess we're gonna do dinner about that time. But before I do that, I will just take a quick look and see if all of the sardines that I fished up, the 7 stacks or so, let's see if they're actually worth anything or if that was just a waste of time. So here's the auction house. So, okay. I mean, if it's not worth anything, it's okay. But let's take a quick look. So, auction house. Sell. Bastor sardine. Okay, that's not bad. They're worth about 1,300 to 1,500. 1,400 seems to be the going rate right now. So for 7 stacks, well, that's over 7,000. That's probably over 9,000. So yeah, good. Okay, right on. That was a worthy fishing trip. That was a worthwhile fishing trip. Okay then. So all right, we'll get out of here now. I'm sorry that Star Wars Galaxies didn't work. I didn't know that you can only make a character every 24 hours, and I deleted the one I had. So sorry about that. We'll do it next time. And sorry that today was just fishing with FF11, but it was, I don't know, I liked it. And people were here, so. But hope you had fun for what it was. I'm gonna get out of here, have some foods, make some foods, and I guess we'll be back tomorrow. We'll pick it up again tomorrow. We'll actually look at Star Wars Galaxies, and we'll do more fishing. All right. See you next time. See you later. Bye.